Greetings, Chad.
Oh, hi Emma. Bonjour.
How is life here?
Lately I've been, I'm still in the packing. Dernièrement, je suis encore en train de packer mes affaires. Je fais quelques meetings. I do a few meetings during the week, and
Are you sure? Because it seems to me that you're putting something off.
Yeah, you're right. T'as raison, Emma. I've been procrastinating. Je pratique la procrastination.
Well, you seem to be so motivated. What happened?
J'ai de la misère à entrer dans l'action. I have problems to go back in action. Je sais pas, I don't know what to do. Je sais pas quoi faire.
Chad, I think you've been creating unpleasantness.
Unpleasant? No, je suis pas déplaisant. I'm not unpleasant. I don't. What are you talking about? C'est quoi? Je comprends pas.
It's about the fear, the self-doubt, the worry about not being good enough, the doubt about whether I'll ever be able to finish, and the expectation that it's going to be a really hard and frustrating process.
Le fait que c'est l'hiver et puis on fait du cocooning, moi puis Buddy, hein. There's the fact that it's winter and me and Buddy are cocooning. On est bien à la maison. We feel well at home. Je le sens pas juste de sortir. I don't feel it just to get out and go.
We understand. But Chad, you need to stop that selfish suffering and do something. You could start by something simple. For example, doing the dishes.
Emma, you're telling me I'm selfish. Granted, maybe lazy, but selfish.
No, this isn't your reality. You are not lazy. When you get involved into something, you put all of yourself in it. And by the way, I see things are still moving. You need to regain your flow. Lao Tzu was, well, we're not really sure what he was. No matter. He taught the art of Wu Wei. He wrote one of the greatest book of wisdom ever, the Tao Te Ching. Meaning, the book of the way. Chapter 43 of his book says, "The softest in the world surpasses the hardest in the world. What has no substance can penetrate what has no opening. Thereby I know the value of non-action. The value of teaching without words and accomplishing without action is understood by few in the world." So, Chad, maybe you're just waiting for things to settle.
So you say I need to regain my flow. Alright, let's start with the dishes.
Good. It will be a good way to practice a shift in energetic vibrations. From a Buddhist perspective, procrastination is just another type of suffering, or living in samsara.
Samsara?
Yes, samsara. In Buddhism, and some other Eastern religions, the ongoing cycle of birth, death, and rebirth endured by human beings and all other mortal beings, and from which release is obtained by achieving the highest enlightenment, or in short terms, life itself, is called samsara.
So samsara is life, is pain. So you're telling me that life is pain? So it's normal for us to suffer? I don't want to suffer all my life. That's no.
The pleasure you are getting from procrastination is also another form of suffering. Just another fleeting and false pleasure that once it is gone, suffering then resumes. Enacting procrastination out of selfish desire or selfish aversion will lead to suffering. You are living with dukkha.
Oh, now dukkha. Why, Emma? Why? What is dukkha? Oh, why? Why?
Dukkha is basically the range of suffering that humans beings experience. Dukkha is caused by the three poisons of selfish desire, selfish aversion, and selfish delusion. Here you may be dealing with aversion and delusion. Since the pain of doing what we ought to do is painful, we seek relief and pleasure in procrastination. Do you agree with this statement?
Yeah, but Emma, est-ce que c'est les émotions puis nos pensées? C'est pas ça qui dicte qu'est-ce que l'univers va être? Isn't it our thoughts and emotion that dictates what the universe is? Est-ce que ça devrait être le fun? Shouldn't it be fun?
Yes. It is very important that you set strict boundaries in some areas of your life. You want to make sure your life is the one you want to be living. Let's face it, we all have the same amount of time in the day. Some people can barely manage to get on top of household chores, while others can run a Fortune 500 company and still find the time to meditate, go to the gym, and hang out with friends and family in the evening.
At last. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's just that like I kind of like don't really feel it. Je sais, moi c'est juste parce que c'est comme je le sens pas. Un crochet, nouvelle maison, nouveau crochet. But it's just that I don't really feel it. And dans le passé, in the past, I've had very bad experience in with dealings with tenants. Actually, it was dans le passé, j'ai eu bien des mauvaises expériences. C'était surtout pour dealer avec les locataires. Et puis ça fait que ça m'a comme empêché de sortir dehors. It kind of stopped me from going outside. Because I just didn't want to face them, parce que j'étais pas capable de faire face, I couldn't face them. Right? Et puis, and today, aujourd'hui, je suis arrivé ici, that it's so peaceful here, tellement paisible, I have to get back into that mood, you know, faut que je rentre dans cette vibe-là. And I want my life to be happy, joyous, and free. So I live and feel what for me is happy, joyous, and free. Je veux que ma vie soit, que je vive heureux, joyeux et libre. Donc j'essaie de faire des choses qui me font sentir heureux, joyeux et libre, non?
But you need to remember that greed and aversion are always in relation to a sensory experience. You can't be averse to your duties because your duties are an abstract concept. What we can be averse to is the sensory experience related to those duties. And our attitude can vary from being averse to something we deem meaningless, all the way to being attached to some other sensory experience we can get instead.
Ok, je comprends, Emma. Ah, yeah. Okay, so in reality, what I understand is that it's not the actions that I don't like to do, is the emotions that I had while I was doing these actions, which is not the situation now. C'est ça que je comprends, là, Emma. C'est pas les actions que j'aime pas faire, c'est les émotions que je ressentais quand je faisais ces actions-là dans le passé, qui n'est pas la situation que je vis présentement. So, I understand that if I don't do, I don't get to manifest. Je comprends que si je ne fais pas, je ne manifeste pas. And I don't get to feel the emotions that I feel after manifesting. Et je ne ressentirai pas les émotions que je ressens après la manifestation. So, wow, thank you. Merci.
The The situation is not going to change by definition, right? So procrastination is a fruitless evasion, avoiding what is. Emotional masturbation. There's nothing more self-confirming than having an issue.
OK, donc, this issue was the tenants. Hein? Avant, le dilemme, c'était les locataires qui m'empêchaient de travailler à l'extérieur puis de faire mes projets. That was stopping me from accomplishing my projects and working outside. But that don't exist today. Mais ça n'existe pas aujourd'hui. I'm here, je suis ici. Aujourd'hui, le dilemme, c'est que le projet est tellement gros qu'on dirait que ça me dépasse. Today, I think the issue is that the project is so big and that to me it's a bit overwhelming, you know?
Yes. When we try to do big things and make big changes, it triggers our stress response and makes us avoid it altogether. So the solution is to make tiny incremental changes, so imperceptibly small that you don't activate your stress response.
OK, to break it down in pieces. Donc, le briser en morceaux. Comment qu'on fait ça? How do we do that? Quand on veut manifester quelque chose de concret, when we want to manifest something concrete, like a business, ou une entreprise, or a house, une maison, like we don't buy a house one day, on n'achète pas, I mean, we don't buy a window one day, on n'achète pas une maison, une fenêtre une journée, and then the other day we buy a door, and la prochaine journée on achète une porte. It doesn't happen that way. You buy a house, you buy the house, or you build a house. You can't have half a house. Tu peux pas avoir la moitié d'une maison. Quand tu achètes une maison ou tu bâtis une maison, tu bâtis la maison. So, how do you break it down? Comment qu'on brise ça en morceaux?
The power of manifestation is a play between action, results, memory, and time. Every day we make 35,000 decisions that decides if life will reflect your intentions or not. It's an energetic confrontation between instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Usually, delayed gratification is much more intense and pleasurable. You might want to check out the marshmallow effect, which deals with patterns, habits, and addiction.
So it's about finding a way to enjoy what I do now, because what is coming later as a result of what I do now is going to be immensely more satisfying. Donc, c'est trouver une façon de faire en sorte à ce que j'aime ce que je fais maintenant, sachant que les résultats de mes actions aujourd'hui vont être 1000 fois plus satisfaisantes dans le futur.
It's not the object that is the subject, but the decisions you take. Just ask yourself these questions. How could I make working toward my goal more fun? Who can I ask for help today? What's the simplest thing I can do with the time I have available? Chad, you need to realize, you cannot always have what you want when you want it. This is not a bad thing, just imagine, everything you set out to do, was completed straight away. You would have nothing to aim for, no goals, and no reason to wake up in the morning. If you have something big, that you think is needed, and need to be manifested, get out and do it, for the satisfaction will be immensely welcomed.
Okay, well, alright, these roads won't do themselves. Ces chemins-là, ils vont pas se faire tout seuls, hein? Fait qu'on va aller chopper du bois. Ça va être le fun parce qu'on va être dans le bois. We're gonna go chop some wood. It's gonna be fun because we'll go walk in the woods. Alright. Thank you so very much. Viens, viens, allez, viens, t'as chaud, allez.
Boy, Chad does love his dog. We have to celebrate every small victory and together we rise. Salutations everyone. Thank you for watching. Remember to always be ready to help. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel so you too can be rising from the shadows. Hope to see you soon.